Hey guys, it's Odysseus here and we are back with another top 5 beginner tips video. And this time we're looking at Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a PS4 exclusive, and to all of you Xbox players out there who are wondering if the game lives up to all the hype, unfortunately for you guys, the answer is yes. So far so good. It's turning out to be a pretty decent game. Now, these tips are going to be aimed at someone who's going to be playing the game for the first time. So if you're looking for some more intermediate tips, this guide isn't for you. If you haven't yet bought the game and are thinking of picking it up in the future, I've put a link in the description below so you can check out the latest prices and pick it up if you want. Anyway, enough of all that. Without further ado, here are my top 5 beginner tips for Spider-Man. Tip number 5. Hold R2 whilst on buildings and the ground. Let's be real, the vast majority of the travelling you're going to do in this game is going to be swinging from building to building without a care in the world. Unfortunately, what goes up must come down, and you'll hit the ground or a building eventually. As well as being the button for web swinging, R2 is the button for free running when you're on the ground. It's basically like a sprint, but you vault things and climb. Eventually, you'll end up back in the air anyway. Speaking of climbing, holding R2 whilst climbing makes Spider-Man Usain Bolt it all the way up the side of a building. This is pretty useful when you're trying to get a specific backpack or a tower that you could easily swing past. Tip number 4. Plan your XP spend. Like many games these days, playing the game grants you experience points. As you progress through the various stages of the game, you get more and more experience points to spend. Also, like other games, it gives you a choice of one of 3 different specialisms to spend your points. These are Innovator, Defender and Webslinger. My tip here would be to choose a tree and stick with it until you reach the bottom of that tree, as the skills you unlock at the bottom of the trees tend to be stronger and more useful than other skills. If, once you've completed that tree, you have additional points to start another tree, do that and try to complete that one, and so on. This way you get some of the best skills early on, rather than spending a few points here and there and not actually getting the best skills until the last mission. It may be that you have enough points in this game to fill all the skill trees, that I do not know. If you know how many skill points there are available in this game, please let me know in the comment section below. Now, personally, I've gone down the defensive tree at the start because I was finding the combat slightly more difficult than the swinging. I do regret it now though, because I just want to swing like 24/7 to be honest. Tip number 3. Surveillance towers. Another similarity with this and other games of the type are the surveillance towers. Each area of the map has one. Once you climb the tower, you have a really simple puzzle to do, which involves matching a wave's frequency and bandwidth with the left and right sticks. Use the right stick first to easily match the height of the wave, and then twist the left stick until the wave turns green. Once you've done the puzzle, it syncs the items and events in the area very much like the Assassin's Creed games prior to the Origins. This is really important, as every time you do it, it reveals a new part of the map and things like backpacks. If you collect all the backpacks, you get Spider-Man's cool homemade outfit, so it's definitely worth doing. Speaking of outfits, for a little bonus tip here, there are many different suits in the game and each one has a special benefit and can be equipped with mods and powers, so keep an eye out for those as you progress. Tip number 2. Vary your attacks taking into consideration troop types. Being a superhero, Spider-Man has a lot of tools in his arsenal to take out his opponents. It's important to learn the different types of attack and what they're good for, as different types of enemy will be resistant to some attacks and will present you with a new challenge. For example, bruisers are extremely dangerous in close combat and they'll block pretty much all of your attacks. However, if you shoot them with your web multiple times, you can either pin them to something or take away their defense so you can attack them. If you repeat this process, you should be able to take them out. You regularly need to dodge bullets of enemies with guns, so you also need to close the distance and take them out. An effective way of doing this is pressing triangle to get into melee distance extremely quickly. Tip number 1. Take some time to time your swing. When I first started swinging about, I was having fun, but I could tell I was definitely doing it wrong. So once a few first tutorial missions were over, I did all the surveillance towers, and the backpacks on the map. Not only did this reveal the whole map with all its items and places, it also made a dramatic improvement in how I can maneuver around the city. And let's face it, what's better than swinging around the city for ages? Personally, I like to release high and start low to build up speed as I fall. Plus, I do like the feeling of near misses as you whiz past the traffic and pedestrians below. What's your swinging style? Let me know in the comments below. Well guys, that's my top 5 beginner tips for Spider-Man. I hope you found this useful in some way. Like I said before, if you're thinking about picking this game up for yourself, there's a link in the description. If you've got any good tips for us, please whack those in the comment section. If you want to see more videos like this one, don't forget to subscribe. Until next time,
peace out.